We'd like to start out with our first inductee to the Shawnee County Baseball Hall of Fame, and it's a name familiar to anyone who has attended a baseball game or a tournament here at this magnificent Bettis Family Sports Complex. We're pleased to induct Terry Bettis.
Terry Bettis. Terry Bettis was a two-sport athlete at Topeka West High School before the school offered a baseball program, but he found other local venues for developing his skill as a left-handed pitcher. From youth baseball in the Cosmopolitan and Scaba leagues, Bettis advanced to American Legion ball in his teens and to the Washburn University roster as a young adult. In 1966, his Legion tournament performance received notice in the Sporting News when he allowed only one hit in 2 games pitched, striking out 41 batters in 19 innings. And his 1.53 ERA for the 1967 season still ranked 7th best among Washburn pitchers. Following his graduation from Washburn in 1969, Bettis was signed by the Montreal Expos organization and assigned to its Class A team in West Palm Beach, Florida. He played in West Palm Beach in 1970. Despite a 3-1 record and an ERA of 1.33 in 30 game appearances, Bettis opted not to further pursue a professional baseball career. While building a successful asphalt business in Topeka, Bettis remained an active presence in the community's youth athletic programs through sponsorship and coaching of baseball and basketball teams and through support of the organizations which serve them. Terry Bettis passed away earlier this year.
Accepting the award for Terry Bettis is his brother Kim.
Well, the baseball team obviously can never have enough lefties, and neither can this Hall of Fame, or this wonderful Hall of Fame. Terry was if I describe Terry, he had a desire to succeed, and he would work as hard as he could. He had a great work ethic, and to succeed, he just had a real hard work ethic. I better get my notes up here. I would like to congratulate the other inductees here tonight. It's a great class. And take a minute to thank John Knight for recognizing what my dad did, what our dad did to get this whole thing started back in the late 50s. And then recognizing his role for that, and then that leading to him approaching us about naming the sports complex, wonderful sports complex, Bettis Family Sports Complex. And just want to thank him for that. And Randy, John is not paying me to say that. But for our fan, for Terry, it did. It all started right here with the family, with Dad and Terry and Dwayne working the fields, Mom and Cheryl working the concession stand. I came around a little bit later, but I wasn't any help. But Terry, he had the work ethic, but he had the mental toughness to match, and that's what it took to be a good pitcher. He was a hard-throwing left-hander. And Dwayne will fess up to that. He got to catch him at home when Terry wanted to pitch in practice. Dwayne said they had an old catcher's mitt, and he had to put a couple sponges in it to relieve the pain when Terry popped it pretty good. So, but Terry, he was his career, his American Legion career. I mean, you mentioned some of his American Legion state numbers, but the one couple that stuck out to me were his 22 strikeouts against El Dorado in the Legion state tournament, and that was a 2-1 ball game. So I mean, he had to be pretty mentally tough to grind through that, and then he had a no-hitter against Hayes. Got 15 strikeouts there, and he faced 24 batters, which was 3 over the And then he went to Washburn. He had a stellar career there, 4 years playing for Larry Elliott. And one of the things he did, he had such a long stride and put so much push off the rubber so hard. When he followed through, he would follow through, and his hand would hit the dirt, and almost every game his knuckles would end up bleeding. And he just shows you the effort that he put into it. His career at Montreal was short, but there's probably several reasons why he decided not to pursue it any further, but really, Karen said he just wanted to come home. He was just, he was a realist. I guess he probably realized that he wasn't going to get all the way to the top. I think he was having some arm problems, but he came home. He played for Jim Dinas and 7-Up Reds and some semi-pro ball. Had some great success there. And then after that, I think Terry could have been a scout in baseball, or he could have been a recruiter in basketball. He really had an eye for talent. And so when he decided to give it up, he started coaching, and he started with me, and then Eric, and then Mark. And Mark was mostly basketball. Eric was basketball and baseball, and I was basketball and baseball. But he was a great teacher. There's a lot of kids in this community that played for him that, have stories to tell, and he meant a lot. Terry meant a lot to them, and what they learned from him, about the game of baseball. But he had a positive effect on all those kids, including me and Eric and Mark and Wayne. But really, Terry was a humble man. He didn't seek attention like this, but he would be honored and proud. So on behalf of the family, we thank you